This weekend's agenda is to fix that automatic choke, and I might as well do a carb rebuild while I'm in there. But first, I get to deal with this. Look at that, just like that. Look at all that crap that was. So that Mini took longer than I expected, so I'm working on the truck out here in the storage unit. I wasn't sure how long that would take, so I didn't want to take up valuable garage space in the middle of the winter. I've only rebuilt a carburetor once before, well twice, because the first time I rebuilt my thermoquad, I screwed it up so bad that I had to go back in and do it a second time. So let's hope I have better luck this time around. This Edelbrock though looks a little bit more straightforward than the thermoquad I had on my black truck, which I have since replaced with a Holly Street Demon. This is my El Cheapo toolkit for just on the road. Actually, my uncle had given me this before I left, and I realized I didn't buy any screwdrivers for the trip back. And because I flew in, I really didn't get to take a lot of tools with me. So he was nice enough to give me that for my trip. About that. This kickdown I need to adjust as well. For some reason that doesn't really kick down all that much or all that well. It just goes right through the gears. All right. That's on the middle one. Look at that, just like that. I have same type of gasket. I do not. Well, I just blasted this thing with about half a can of brake clean, maybe more. I didn't have to scrub it or anything. It came this clean. It looks nice. I have the choke kit, and I have rebuild kit, and then this was the carburetor base gasket. They sent me this one, but I like the other one, so I went to Advance and they had one of these in stock. Lines up perfectly with the one I took off. what do we have inside? Well, took this out, sprayed it with a bunch of brake clean, and got all that gunk out. Look at this nasty gunk on the accelerator pump. Oh, these are those. I need a thicker screwdriver, wider screwdriver. Oh, no, that's fine. That'll work. Do I have any of these? This is rather interesting. Little screen. All right, these are the original floats. Oh, goodness. Really? Let's see what the other ones look like. Oops. There we go. These are a little bit better. Wire. Oh, these have to. All right, so. Okay. I was going to use these, but if you look, and this was mentioned in a video, that sometimes these are too low and they catch up against this, and that's what was happening. It's not a whole lot. You can kind of see it there. So these aren't going to work. I did put these under some water and made sure that there weren't any leaks and they didn't fill up and there were no bubbles. So I had to look up how to set these, and so I set this one, and I'll show the settings, and then I'll set the other one. It said 7/16 was the I forgot what they call this part when it's at the highest. So when it's to close the needle there. So you can see I just kind of marked it there very lightly. So that's 7/16. They were all the way down here, basically touching this gasket. And then the drop, I think that's what he called it, that should be like 1 inch. So you do that about at the toe, and that's 1 inch. So let's go ahead and do the other side. I already know I'm going to have to move this one quite a bit, so we'll just bend that up a bit. See, I'm an expert now that I've gone ahead and done it once. I mean, I did it once before, but that was probably 7 or 8 years ago with the little red. Yeah. You know, you're supposed to take them off. You don't want to like just bend them because, I mean, you can't just bend it that way because then it'll bend that tab. So if I grab that nicely. A little bit more. Where's my mark? I'd say that's pretty good. I'm going to give it just a tiny bit more. That's good. That'll work for me. And then an inch. I think it was really is it at the toe? So that one should come up a little bit. And that one is that tab right there. So it needs to. And I still checked the other one too, because I noticed if I was adjusting that one, sometimes I could bend the other one. So that's good. And drop of an inch. Wait a minute. Did I made it worse. Much worse. Is that one actually? See, if it's too far, I actually can just take this. You don't want to bend that because then it'll throw off your other setting. But I just do that. That's an inch. Looks pretty good. All right. I guess this is where I put it back together. I don't know if that's going to stay in or if I should. Why does this seem sticky? It's not very smooth. This one's much smoother. Yeah, I just don't like that. I'm just gonna change this out. I'm sure the other one's still fine. It looks okay. So after fiddling with this for too long, I got smart. Well, actually not dumb. And I took these out and the metering rods, and it just popped right in. I should have realized that those are interfering. So I'll tighten it up and then put the metering rods back in and get the choke butterfly. I think that's actually in the garage. I'll just do that tomorrow. I'll get the automatic choke on, and I think that'll be it for tonight. Is that everything? That's on. That's on, that's on, that's on. Oh my god, that was really easy. Nice. Must have left the ignition on. Alright, well, it's all in, hooked up, tightened, attached. I test started it once. I had to go get a battery out of another vehicle because out here, storage unit, I did not have a plug-in charger and I left the cargo light on because I was playing around with it. And it stayed on all night and of course killed the battery. So I had to try to use my jump pack, but didn't have enough power to get it going. So I just went and grabbed the Jeep battery and threw that on. So I'm going to start it up again and let it warm up, see if that choke opens, and then maybe go take it for a test drive. I'm trying to figure out why this thing's not running once I got it started and it was idling, but then it just decided it didn't want to idle once it got warmed up enough. So I've got to figure that out. All right, bye. All right, well, that's empty. And that one is not. It's actually right there. So that would be my problem. So yeah, if you can see that, that one's not moving. That one is. Goes up and down fine. Or I'm sure with a little pressure it comes back down. Come on, there we go. And that one is still up. Okay. I've been fighting with keeping the engine running at idle. It's fine for a while, but then it just starts to struggle. Usually when it warms up and the choke starts to open, that's when it starts to fail. So if I actually, work the choke, close a little bit, it runs really good, idles really good. And what I am doing now is actually, you can see in there, there's some more gunk. And I didn't clean these out, nor did I change the gaskets. I had some in the thing, but in the kit, I just didn't change them. So I'm running cleaner through these, and then change the gaskets, clean up all these. God, you can even see in there. What was I doing? Of course, it wasn't as bright now that I've just brought my other big lamp here, so I can see things much better. And I will continue to clean this and then put her back on and hope for the best. Look at that. And when I sprayed through these passages, you should see all the crap come through, so definitely needed to do this. There we go. I think that could be considered clean. That could be cleaner, but I got in there pretty good with swabs and toothbrush, but I think, and I ran cleaner through every passage I could find. Everything seems to be flowing fine, so you can see it. Yeah, look at all that crap that was in the carb, because this was clean before I put the carb in it and started cleaning it out. Look at that. Pedal's really nice, running at about 750 RPM. First test drive after finally finishing up with the carburetor. I had to take it all apart again, as you saw. Cleaned it up. Runs really, really good. I think before, even with the choke not fully opening, just because I took that plate off, I think the secondaries weren't fully opening. But I also bumped the timing up to 12 degrees. It was at 5. Set the idle mixture correct. Oh boy, this is nice. Up and see what my new gas mileage is going to be. Now for the kickdown linkage. So this here is what I need to adjust. Now there's only 3 spots I can put that in. Worse and more sensitive. So I'm just gonna go right ahead and move it to this back one. Okay, this is hard to do. There we go. Yeah, that should definitely help. Unless there's something else screwed up with it. Come on. There we go. Did not go in. Damn you! Alright, so I have it on the last one. Is that gonna throw off the... Oops, a little too much gas in there. No, that should be fine. Alright, let's take it out for a drive and see how it works. Okay, let's see. We're slowing down. We're at 30. Yep, just went down into lower gear. So I'm already in gear, that's nice. Secondaries opening up. Just went into third abruptly. Like I said, it's a little bit abrupt when it goes into third. Not horrible, but noticeable. Yeah, so that should do it for the carburetor. I feel like that's working pretty good now, and I've got the tuning set up the way I like it. And the kickdown, now that that's adjusted and a lot more sensitive, it's a lot easier to drive. I do want to get underneath and adjust it a little bit more. But otherwise, drivability is, I feel like, taken care of, so I'm gonna get back to some of the other parts. Yeah, I think next on my list is a few interior goodies. I have an amp. This is a Bluetooth connected amp. So I am actually going to just skip the radio since I never use it in my other vehicles. Everything's just right through my phone all the time. A set of 6x9s, and then I have a few gauges here. Tack, fuel, vacuum boost, and oil pressure. I just have the Bosch. It's meant to match what's already there. And again, the gauges, I'm not going to put any in these side pods. I'm just going to put them right here where the radio was, like I did in my other truck. And that will be next on my list to do.